Believe it or not, this is a tank, but definitely not your standard battle grade issue. Oh no, not even close, as you can quite clearly see. You're looking at GWM's flagship Tank 500, and while it unashamedly adopts its military namesake as its model name, this tank is at the opposite end of the transport spectrum entirely. In fact, there's nothing quite like it in this segment, at least not for this kind of coin. It offers proper 5-star accommodation and amenities, much like Moss Manor itself, but at less than half the cost of some of its big-name rivals. So it feels right at home here, but can also get pretty adventurous if you're that way inclined. The Tank 500 also looks every bit the part too. Big, bold, and at the same time, sophisticated, thanks to its distinctive front and rear LED light signatures. The rear particularly so, never mind the ingenious auto-retracting side steps and soft-closed tailgate. Rolls-Royce can only dream. The cabin alone is a veritable luxury fest of high-end features, cutting-edge tech and all the advanced driver assist systems currently available to give it a full 5-star ANCAP safety rating. On paper, I was thinking a 2-litre 4-pot turbo might struggle to haul a big, fully loaded ladder frame SUV like the Tank 500, with or without hybrid assistance. But this power plant, along with its 9-speed auto transmission, pulls this thing along like a dream, and dare I say, quietly. Never would I have imagined a more refined 2-litre powertrain given its impressive power and torque outputs. And according to GWM, that transmission is a first for China and incorporates a 150 kilowatt electric motor between the engine and the gearbox in what it calls a P2 layout. There might be a body-on-frame layout under the skin, but ride comfort over coarse chip bitumen and broken road is downright excellent and not what I might have expected. It even steers well with a nice light weight while the body is well controlled despite some slight lean on turn-in, but it feels predictably natural in this respect. Inside, you'll find the kind of sumptuous cabin usually reserved for the very best Euro marks. There's luxury and tech on display wherever you care to look inside the cabin, and the touchscreen is huge, as is the panoramic sunroof. The Tank 500 is powered by a 2-litre Turbo 4 petrol hybrid, making a whopping 255 kilowatts and 648 newton meters of torque. So plenty of poke to get you out of trouble on the open road or in the Aussie off-road territories. What if I told you it's yours to own from just $66,490 drive away? Or if you fancy the super lush ultra hybrid version we have here, just $73,990 drive away. If the Tank 500 isn't quite your cup of tea, a bit too big, or you're after something entirely different but with similarly rugged underpinnings, I've invited Channel 7's James Tobin to join me on this little adventure in a Tank 300. I think I can hear him now.
Tony, first shoot and you're already waiting for me. But it's because I know how much you love food. I stopped at the local butcher, I've got sausages and steaks galore, I've got a full esky, we are ready.
Mate, importantly, have you got any chocky treats?
Yes, I got a family pack, we are sorted. And I'm so excited to get up into the mountains in this, the Tank 300.
Yeah, I love the way it looks, mate, because it just looks like it's ready for action.
Yeah, it is. It's fully kitted out for four-wheel driving. So it's got front and rear diff locks, it's got underbody protection. It's very simple to go into a whole suite of all-terrain modes. So it's ready to go.
And you know what? This has got a lot of that too.
Well, I've got the sausages, I've got the hot plate, I've got the swag.
Let's go!
Let's do it!
I really wanted to head back to Barrel tonight for a lush dinner with my heated seats, heated steering wheel, never mind the massage function, but James seems to have other plans about tonight's accommodation. Just have a go at this. It looks and feels like a flight deck from behind the wheel, only so much more comfortable. The quilted Napa leather on the seats and doors are the genuine article and superb for the comfort they offer. And they're so well bolstered and cushioned too. The analogue clock looks like it could have been fashioned by master watchmakers at Grand Seiko. Think the Snowflake. It's a proper jewellery piece, much like what some of the world's most luxurious car brands offer. While the patented material on the dash and doors isn't real wood, we actually had to check with the product team at GWM just to confirm it, because it looks and feels like the real deal, as in real wood veneer. Check out the big screen. The digital instrument cluster actually looks small against the huge centrally mounted touchscreen, but it actually measures 12.3 inches across. And better still, if you hit a button on the steering wheel, it'll display a map across the entire display. Personally, I can't go past wireless Apple CarPlay for its ease of use, but in the Tank 500, those giant size icons and bright colours make it totally foolproof. And for those Android users, there's Android Auto as well. There's a shortcut menu that drops down from the top of the screen, so at night you can turn it off. And if you like, you can listen to your favourite playlist through this exceptional 12-speaker Infinity audio system. And just like my Bose earbuds, it's noise cancelling for that perfect listening environment. Even the stop-start button looks and feels like cut glass, not unlike that of an Aston Martin. There's just so much kit in here. Astounding, really, including a full-length panoramic sunroof with auto sunblind, another unexpected luxury finish for the GWM Tank 500. There's even an automatic fragrance system, which we'll likely call upon for the trip back home, because I doubt I'll be showering in these temperatures and with ice-cold water. Not going to happen. At just over 5 metres in length, the Tank 500 offers loads of cabin and storage space, and in all 3 seat rows too. The centre console is extra wide, and there are deeper than usual cup holders. Also, a clever sliding tray here that you can put your keys and wallets, etc. Forward of that is a sticky wireless charging pad that's carefully angled so that your phone won't easily dislodge. There's a ton of leg and headroom in the second row, despite the full-length panoramic sunroof, and individual climate controls for rear seat passengers and outboard ventilated seats too. The Tank 500 offers terrific vision all round for both driver and passengers alike, thanks to taller than usual windows. In fact, smaller kids can see out of them as well, and there's sunblinds. And never mind kids in the third row seats, you can get full-grown adults back there. They still get air vents and decent legroom. The Ultra Hybrid version we have here also has third row power folding seats. And even with those seats folded, there's still 795 litres of boot space and a full-size spare on the tailgate.
Just like the Tank 500, this has got a 2-litre turbo 4, plus it's got an electric motor that boosts performance. So they're saying 255 kilowatts and 648 newton meters of torque, so it's absolutely got some go, particularly when you put it in sport mode.
Bit of water flowing on the river crossing today, and no worries in the Tank 500 because we've got 800 millimetres of wading depth. James has got 700 in the Tank 300, and we're in 4 high. Haven't even bothered about 4 low because it's very, very easily done. Gotta love the great Australian outdoors, and you gotta love a Tank 500. When you're out here, because she's pretty damn capable.
Mate, they're looking good. I reckon we're almost on here. I know you normally like the French patisseries. I was warned. Maybe we'll get one on the way home, but I think tonight doesn't get much better than this. And tomorrow, I've had a bit of a look. It looks like there's some pretty tricky stuff in the area, so we've got some good trails. I know you've got some stuff you want to show me as well, but I reckon we're in for some fun. The focus with the GWM Tank 300 is the rugged nature. So there's less said about the lush interiors, but you get a lot of the creature comforts that you'll get in the GWM Tank 500, like these beautiful Napa leather seats with seat heating and ventilation, if you don't mind. You're gonna love the heated steering wheel. It's got the same soft leather look and feel as they've used on the seats. And when you get up into the mountains in these colder winter months, you are really going to appreciate it. You're going to wonder how you ever got through life without it. The Tank 300 is fully off-road capable. It's got front and rear diff locks, bash plates, the whole box and dice. But that doesn't mean they've got a stripped back interior. In fact, it's brimming with technology. You can see these two huge displays up front. And this one is touchscreen. I've got it on this screen because it shows you how you can control the ambient light. So there are light strips along the outside as well as around these huge air vents, and you can select the colour and control the brightness. So it's quite an interesting interior and a little bit different. So I've jumped in the back to show you there's actually quite a bit of leg room. But if you're going away on an overnight trip, you need to pack the swag and some camping gear like we are today, well, you can fold the seats down virtually flat to give you a whole stack more space. And of course, there are roof rails on top to give you some extra options.
Both of these vehicles have a very cool function called the tank turn, so you can get around very tight turns in difficult spaces.
So we came past here a little bit earlier today and we spotted this little trail. Look at that, nice and steep, big rutted out sections, and actually looks like a fair bit of water's come down there recently. It's a bit slippery, so we thought we should try it. Now, I don't know whether Tony thought the 300 would handle it better, shorter wheelbase. Maybe he thought I should just be the guinea pig, or perhaps he was a bit scared. But either way, I'm going first. So all we need to do, put the car in neutral. Now we're in 4 low. And then go up to this big screen here, you get all this information. Right here we can just, there we go, front and rear diff lock now activated. We can go back into drive, and here we go.
Now underneath this rock solid ladder frame body that's actually called the tank platform, there's also a very serious off-road arsenal, especially in this ultra version we've got here. And we've got front and rear diff locks, but we've also got a Borg Warner centered transfer case on demand with a center diff lock. So we've got triple diff locks. I'm going to put them on right now by going into neutral and hitting all my so easy to hit buttons. And we're good to go. Now we've also got a multiple protection plates or undercarriage plates for hardcore trails just like this one we're about to hit now.
This first one looks like it's probably the biggest of the lot. Gonna stick to the left here, right over the rut. Now come over to the right. Yes! I mean, it gets your heart going, but really, it's doing it pretty easily.
So we've had a bit of rain recently, so this is a precarious task, but especially for a luxury vehicle like the Tank 500, but I tell you what, it is unstoppable. And you can feel those, you can certainly feel the rear diff lock grabbing when you need it, particularly. And then of course got your front to drag you up. And of course we're on road tyres, so we're not even on all terrains. that would make a difference. This is a 7-seat luxury SUV that can climb challenging hills like this with consummate ease. And I might add, we've got in our off-road arsenal, we've got 11 different drive modes for any type of terrain you can imagine, including we've got expert mode, I kid you not.
There's some pretty steep pitches here, so why not use the creature comforts available? Electric seats. I might just raise myself up a little bit so I can see down into those ruts, and away we go. Now, really, you might not even need that, because one of the great features of the Tank 300 are these huge screens. And I'm sure Tony's been banging on about the technology in the Tank 500, but it really does make a big difference when you're trying to see your surroundings in conqueror perspective. So there is a little bit of beeping going on, you can probably hear, but those proximity alerts are telling me exactly how far I am. You can see on the screen, in centimetres I am from a tree or a rock. So it really does help you navigate your way through. There we go, up and over, on to the next bit.
I tell you what, this is a bit more challenging. There's a huge rut here. I don't want to get trapped in it because James has better approach and departure angles than the luxury Tank 500, but I don't see one bit of problemo at all. Not bad for a luxury 7-seat SUV that's as home as it is in the Hilton forecourt, as it is tackling Aussie off-road hardcore trails. Very, very impressive.
Tone, what a trip. An incredible spot to finish. Now, tell me, what's your wrap on the tanks?
I can tell you straight up that the GWM Tank 500 and Tank 300 are a dead set threat to the more established brands, but none of those can get within a bull's roar of their value for money proposition. And in these challenging cost of living times, that counts big time.
Yep, the Tank 500, the styling and the design is great, but when you get inside, the interior blows your mind, and I think much more expensive SUVs are really going to have a run for their money.
That's it, it's polished on the tarmac, but it's also got oodles of off-road ability baked into it. I mean, you come away from a trip like this with a huge amount of respect for what GWM has achieved and for the price they're able to do it at.
I'm coming away with a big smile on my face, because this Tank 300, the tech is phenomenal, and that's what I noticed on the road. But as soon as I got off-road, it's so capable. So I think this sort of tough as nails look really works in the city, but off-road, it's so much fun.
There's also 7 years warranty, 7 years roadside assist, and 7 years cap price servicing. No wonder GWM dealerships are busy.